Hi everyone, welcome back to Bobini Creates. My name is Jeannie. I'm working in Johanna Basford's World of Flowers on a background, and I thought I'd bring you along to keep me a little bit of company, so thank you for that in advance. My plan here was just to sort of start off with this Parma Violet on the outside, and then I have lavender there, and just sort of working it into where the center is sort of a creamy yellow, like a light yellow. And I don't know exactly how I'm going to manage it. I'll work it out, but I figured I can at least visit with you while I'm, laying down some color here. So thanks for joining me. I don't know if you saw the other day, I worked on a page using Crayola Super Tips, and it was, I did all the base layer with the Super Tips, and then I came in and I did the shading with Crayola pencils. So while I had those Super Tips out, I went ahead and I did the base layer here as well. The only thing I did different is in some of these little tiny areas, I went ahead and I used the flare markers just because their tips fit a little bit better in those small portions. So that's where I'm at. And I worked on some of the shading, as you can see, but I wanted to kind of just take a break on that and just get a feel for how this background might look. So that's what I was doing here. So I'll just keep lightening that as I go towards the center. But anyway, that's kind of the general plan. And I've really been enjoying this book. I've been one that, while I love the artwork of Johanna Basford, I've sort of always avoided it, I guess, because I don't know. I think maybe it's because it's not too intricate for me, but I'm not really sure what it is. I have just sort of, I guess, not been in the mood to color those in a long time, and lo and behold, all of a sudden, I just am on fire trying to work on this book. And so I think this would be a good one to be on my completed books list. Now, I've only just started it, so it'll take me a while, but I think the general goal on this is maybe to try to finish it sometime next year, I think would be a fair goal. And there's just a certain amount of satisfaction from completing a book, and this one, I just think it's so pretty, and I've really been enjoying working in it and all the awesome flower images. Gosh, there's some amazing work out there. If you take a look at other colorists, what they've done in this book, or really any Johanna Basford book, and there's just some incredible images out there. So lots and lots of inspiration. But yeah, this one I think I would get real pleasure from completing. I think it would be a sense of accomplishment, and I think I would I would just really have a good time throughout the whole process. I really think I would. So far anyway, I keep thinking, okay, work on another book, and I do, but I have really been drawn to this. So I'm just curious, for you guys, do you set a goal or a plan or anything for finishing books, or do you just work on things as they appeal to you? What's your sort of take on that? I've seen some colorists show off their journals, and they sort of plan out, little goals on, how many pages they want to complete throughout the month. And I'm sorry, I'm kind of random all over here as I'm coloring, just because I see once I move away from a spot, sometimes I'll see, oh, I need to really darken that up type of thing. So that's kind of what's happening here. And I'm just just really wanted to chat with you guys mostly, and color. But yeah, so I've seen lots of these journals, and I'm a journal keeper for sure. But I have a coloring journal. Actually, I've got a couple of them, but they're not as detailed, I guess, or goal-oriented as a lot of them that I've seen. And I've seen people that really do plan out, okay, I want to, you know, complete this many pages per month, that type of thing. And I don't have anything like that, but I think it's awesome. And I think if that's something that you enjoy doing, by all means, you know, it's a good way to improve your skills and accomplish more. And I don't know, I'm a list maker. I love being able to plan things out. I just probably need to do a better job of that in the world of, you know, my coloring journey here, I suppose. But yeah, I was thinking, so like if I were to complete whatever, you know, 5 pages a month or whatnot, how long would that take me to complete this book? So, you know, but then again, as it turns out, you know, we're not always in the mood to color the same book, you know, and I feel like that's okay too. And I feel like if you have a goal to complete a book or a page or whatever it is, and you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it. So skip it, you know, because I think bottom line is that this is our hobby, it's our fun, it's our outlet. So it should never feel like work, right? But if it helps to set goals, well then by all means set goals, you know. So speaking of completing books, I have a few that I'm getting pretty close to completing, and I think I probably just need to sit down and spend a little bit of time here and there on those books so I can finish them up. I've got let's see here, Deborah Muller, a couple of Deborah Muller books. I have Hocus Pocus, the Halloween book. I love that book. The images are super duper cute, and I'm very close to finishing that up. So I feel like I really could probably even by Halloween. So that one. And then I think there's a part of me that I didn't want to finish it because I love it, you know. And so I think I've sort of taken my sweet old time with it just because I wanted to prolong the fun on it. But hey, there's so many coloring books. I really don't need to do that, to put off a coloring book. But so I'm really close to having that one completed. And let's see, another one of her books, the Fairy Merry Christmas. I'm really close to having that one completed. I'm really close to completing one of Molly Harrison's, I don't remember what it's called, but the Grayscale Fall Fairies book. I don't recall the title of it, but very close on that one as well. So yeah, I've got a few that I could hammer out and get them done. Coincidentally, they're all sort of holiday or seasonal books. Isn't that interesting? But I suppose it's for a reason, because I truly love the fall season, especially. I mean, of course, Christmas is fun, but I love the fall. I love Halloween. I love the cooler temperatures, the fall colors. Like in coloring books, you can really just bring all that together, the warm colors, and I'm looking forward to pulling out those books and working on those a bit. Okay, so this is kind of the way I've been going about this, is putting down the lighter color and then going over it with the darker color, just because I feel like it's allowing the pigment to move a little bit better and smooth out. So, well, at least hopefully that's the goal here. But, and then I can sort of fade it out as I move inward towards the center of the picture, hopefully. So yeah, I took a break from shading it and to work on the background. I'm not always the best background doer, shall we say. Is that a is that a good way to describe it? Background doer? Not really. I don't know. I see such gorgeous backgrounds and people make it look so easy. And I don't know. I think sometimes I just don't want to ruin the picture with, you know, a background. Maybe that's part of it. Part of it is that, let's face it, it's a lot of work and you don't want to mess up the image. I suppose you could do the background first, but I don't know. I shouldn't say I never do it that way. I rarely do it that way. I usually color the image first. But yeah, looking at this, I thought of, I got out my Inktense and I was gonna actually start with that. And then I just kind of lost the feel for that, and I'm not really sure why. Maybe I was afraid it was going to be a little bit too overpowering and I don't know. I just lost the desire to do that. So then I started looking at watercolor pencils and I thought, well, that might be fun. And I just couldn't find the right color combination. And so when all else fails, pull out the trusty Prismas and you're bound to find the perfect color that you want, you know, in that collection. And I feel like that's just a good option. And yeah, a pencil background is a tedious background, but I didn't want to lose, like with paint or something, I didn't want to lose all these little squiggle vines and whatnot. So that's what led me to thinking that, you know, a pencil background would be my best bet here. So that is what I'm doing. I like the colors on this. I think it's coming together pretty nice. Yeah, those super tips are kind of a nifty little marker, and they have their place because, you know, they don't bleed through to the other side. I had some people ask me about that. They just absolutely don't. I've never ever had that be an issue. They're just a good little marker, good little inexpensive marker, but the colors are really vibrant and they have the right amount of juicy, I guess, to where it's not so much that it's going to bleed through, but it's enough that it really stands out, you know. So they're a good little thing. Now, mostly what I use in coloring books, if I'm needing a water-based marker, is going to be my Tombows, but this is a nice option, you know, it really is. And that's why I wanted to make that video, is just to show that you actually you can do some pretty things, you know. These are super tips. You can do some pretty things with some inexpensive markers. Now, I know some people are fans of the Crayola pencils. They do have some awesome colors, but I personally find those really difficult to work with. And I can, but I feel like the payout is just really hard to manage. It seems like it takes an awful lot of work to get them the amount of color that you want or the look that you want, shading, whatnot. It's a little bit of a challenge, and it can be done, and that's why I made that video. But you do have to work at it a bit, and that's okay. I mean, it is, you know. And alrighty, so that is pretty good there. Let's start bringing in some of the lighter again, I think. You know what I might do? Let me just try something real quick. So if I bring this lavender all the way up to here, then it would be easier to do like a transition here with my yellow. So I think that might be what I do. You know what, let's just fill in a little bit here, because I'm not gonna do this whole thing on camera. But I'm just curious to see what that transition would look like while you're still with me. Okay. Okay, so we'll just call that good so we can kind of see what we can do next. So let's take a look at some colors here. Oh, I did want to show something here. Let me move this out of the way for a moment. I wanted to show you, this might be just one of those little interesting things for you to know, but in my pencil cases, what I like to do is I like to mark, oh my goodness, it's going to be hard to see. I like to mark the numbers of the pencils in my book so that they always have a place in there and they're not hard to put away. So what I use is just the, you know, Uniball Signo gel pen to write in the numbers. And what's really neat about that is if you make a mistake in your book, you can just use like a little moist paper towel or something and just rub out the number and then write over it again. Works really well. But yeah, I'm one of those that it drives me nuts to have like pencils out of order. And so yeah, it's oopsie. So that's just a good way to organize, I think, and to be able to hold the spot for that particular pencil. And you can see what's missing, and when you go to put things back in order, you have a much easier time. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is, let's see, that's sand. I think that might be, let's give that a whirl. I think that might be pretty. Yeah, see, I like that. So what I'm thinking is I can do sand, and then my next option I can do maybe cream. Let me see what that looks like. I can maybe come in like this next, well, maybe not that part, but here maybe, and this can be my cream type of thing. I'm not sure yet, but you get the point, is just to sort of, you know, lighten it up as we go towards the center of the image. So yeah, I think that is not bad. I think that's going to come together really nice. And then the other thing I can do, if I want to darken up like some of the corners, I could come in with, I don't know, what else might I have here that's just a little bit darker? Maybe, like I was thinking goldenrod, but let's see. What is this? Like a burnt ochre, maybe? Let's try that real quick. And I could also come back in and I can deepen up some of the corners of the violet as well. But like if I wanted to deepen this up a little bit, yeah, see, you could do that. Put in a little bit of yellow ochre here, and that could just deepen it up a little bit. So I'm digging this. I think that's gonna be pretty good. So thanks for letting me figure that out. See, you guys are helpers, so I appreciate that. yeah, that's gonna be nice, I think. Yeah, I like it a lot. That's really pretty. Okay, so let's continue. So what are you guys working on? Anything exciting? Have you switched over to your fall coloring yet? I've seen a lot of flip throughs of, you know, some of the new fall coloring books, and Teresa Goodridge, the new book with, you know, from Dover, that type of thing, and I simply cannot wait for that. Is it a thing where if you start coloring, you know, some of the fall images, that it helps fall arrive quicker? I'm not sure if that's a thing, but I'm willing to take the gamble. I really am. Oh my gosh, it's been so hot. Okay. Yeah, I really like that color. I think that's gonna be pretty. And then I may even go over the tops of, you know, these as well, to where they match a little bit better, you know, from the original Super Tip color. So that is coming along nicely. Yay, what a good find. You know, let me sharpen this up a little bit. Sorry about that. I did like a mini flip through. I don't know if you guys saw that. I put it up on the channel. That's of Maria Trolle's Universe coloring book. But what I did is I only shared the new images, just because I've noticed a lot of talk in chat and that type of thing of, you know, whether it's worth it getting that new book or not, because it's a compilation book. So I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna show just the new images, and that way you can see whether it's maybe it's worth getting the book or not, you know. But I think that the new images are awfully cute. And if you don't have the other books, then of course that's a no-brainer, because you get a taste of, you know, all her different books in one, which to me is super fun. Alrighty. Something about doing backgrounds, I feel like I don't, maybe I'm in a little bit more of a hurry, but I find that I'm not doing like maybe the smoothest coloring in the world, but rather just like a quick little fill in. I don't know if you guys are like that too, but I get a little bit impatient with this and find myself just laying down color instead of worrying about the smoothest image. And I know that's probably not a good practice, but hey. Yeah, I'm just going to town here on this lavender. But I think it's going to come together nicely. I'm pleased. I wasn't sure how I was going to complete the transitions, but I feel like, you know, kind of mapping it out a little bit, I have an idea of how I want that to look, you know. So, okay, I think I will call it here. And gosh, I really appreciate you hanging out with me, because I really feel like we sorted some things out. I had some good chatting with you, and I like the way things are coming along. So thanks for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye, everyone.